We are back for another video with how to be cautious when you have a prolapse, and we are going to talk about exercise. Which exercises to avoid, which exercises you can do when you have a prolapse, which exercises are okay to do and which are maybe not so good to do when you have a prolapse. I mentioned so many times in the previous videos, it's not the first video I post on YouTube regarding my prolapse because I had a prolapse twice, and in both times I overcame it with just dedicated exercises from my home. I didn't have to go to any gym. I didn't even have to go to pelvic floor physiotherapy. However, I did one time during my pregnancy because I had a lot of concerns and fear and a shame in my body because my bladder was prolapsing during my second pregnancy, and I just wanted some confirmation from a professional point of view, you know what I mean? In a way, I got that reassurance that things are gonna be fine during the birth because I really wanted a natural birth, and with the prolapse, gravity is a little bit pulling out things out of your vagina and feels like something is coming out of there, so I was like really afraid that maybe things can fall out of there and might be worse with the pushing, or like I would get a hernia, or I had different fears, but actually they reassured me that it's gonna be fine. They gave me some exercises as well, the physiotherapist, but I have to tell you, they were not different from what I already knew, because that was the time when I was already qualifying myself as postpartum trainer, pregnancy and postpartum trainer, and I actually already knew all of these things. I only went there to get some reassurance, and I thought, yeah, if the insurance is covering it, why not? There is no harm in it, and maybe I can just get some extra knowledge out of it, who knows? In the end, it all turned out fine, and because of the dedicated exercises I was doing already during pregnancy, when I started to have the prolapse at 18 weeks, and I continued doing the pelvic floor exercises, mainly Kegels, paired with breathing techniques. By kind of the 6 weeks mark, when I was 6 weeks postpartum, my prolapse symptoms were gone. So with the prolapse, I was completely fine by then. Of course, I also made some modifications with my exercise, and if you are pregnant or if you want to have modified exercises for prolapse, I have a whole, almost I think 20 different workouts in my pregnancy workout playlist. I've posted below, so if you are interested in a whole playlist of different workouts between the 10-20 minutes, then I highly recommend you to check these because they are all different workouts, about 20 of them that I did during my pregnancy when I had prolapse. You can see how I modified my workouts during my pregnancy because I already had a prolapse. And these were really helping me, and these exercises and the Kegels I was doing paired with the breathing technique allowed me to heal my prolapse already by 6 weeks postpartum mark. So that was pretty quick, and I was even surprised because I had the vagina delivery with the push everything, and I was really thinking that it will just make things worse, but really with consistency you will get there and you will really heal your prolapse. You will not need the surgery, you will be fine. You can do it. You have to stop being afraid of trying new things and have an open mind and trust yourself, knowing that this is really going to work, and be consistent. It's not just a one-time thing that you have a prolapse, it's an everyday thing if you want to overcome it. So you every day have to work on it and be cautious about it and modify certain things, your exercises or your daily moves in your life. So regarding exercise, one of the things that you should definitely avoid is jumpy and runny exercises right after when you have a prolapse, usually after pregnancy, I would believe. So, but also during pregnancy, I had a prolapse already, so it can happen to you. Maybe you're pregnant, you have a prolapse, so you definitely should stop jumpy exercises, running exercises for now until you feel better, and then later on when your prolapse start to go or you start to see development that you are getting better there, then you can start to reintroduce these exercises later on if you are so crazy about jumping or running, and you really love it. But I just challenge you to try it now. How does it feel? How does it feel to jump up high with your prolapse? Because I challenge you to try and tell me how it feels, because how it felt for me when I was trying to go on a trampoline with my 1-year-old child and I still had a prolapse then after my first pregnancy. I was still feeling like something is coming out of my vagina when I was having this bouncy movement. So this is definitely, it was a no-go for me. And if you don't want to make it worse for yourself, because what we talk about with prolapse, that you have to mitigate your symptoms, and it's not just about the thing has to go back. It's definitely about that as well, but it's about how you feel when you do certain movements. It's about the feeling as well. Do you feel strong there? If you still feel something is coming out there, these are the moves that are going to make you feel worse. And if you don't believe me, then try it. You are welcome to try try and experience it for yourself. Because, hey, I also advise you to experience the moves in your life, experience your circumstances, and see when you have the most symptoms. And this is how you can actually modify things and moves in your life, your exercises, when you see how you feel and which are your symptoms and which symptoms you have to actually solve and work on. For me, jumpy, runny it was definitely a no-go. Other thing is the heavy weights. So lifting heavy weights is also something, what counts as heavy? I would say, I don't know, because for everyone else is a heavier difference. I'm carrying a bunch of weight during the day. I'm carrying 4 or 5 grocery bags the same time, also did when I had a prolapse. And I was okay. I mean, I was able to mitigate those symptoms that time. It was maybe 20, 30 kilograms. I don't know, like 50, 60 lbs. Yeah, that's definitely already heavy. But again, heavy can be different for everyone. I don't want to say no weights at all. I don't think 1-2 kg or like 5-10 lbs is too heavy. It's definitely not. So you just experience again for yourself. So this is like a 10 kg dumbbell, I don't know, 25 lbs, it could be 23. So lifting this might be a little bit too much for some of you. In my previous video, I said when you lift weights, try to contract your pelvic floor muscles and your deep core. So hold your core tight and contract your pelvic floor muscles and watch your stance as well. Because like sumo squats, open leg squats are also kind of a no-go, because these are also encouraging the feeling of something is coming out of there, or the pressure in your pelvic floor area and in your vaginal area, yeah? This is definitely going to worsen that pressure right there. So wide stance, open leg squats, sumo squats are also a no-go. Heavy weights are also, I would say, a no-go for now, just like the jumpy run. But as you progress and you develop and your symptoms are leaving, like going, and you feel better, you can definitely later on reintroduce. It's not like forever. It's just for the time being until you actually working on your progress, until actually working on rehabilitating yourself. And this is where the next no-go is coming. Crunches and planks, core exercises mostly for the rectus abdominis, also some for the core, but these are the exercises that are actually encouraging the doming effect in your belly. So when you get the kind of bread loaf, when you do the planks, and another number one rule is the gravity in the prolapse, because what gravity is working against you now, because you feel like something is coming out of your vagina, right? So when you are turning that way, like in a plank, your core is also going to dome more. It's like you are in that position, so it is coming down. And your pelvic floor is also part of your core muscles, is right here. They have to work together, your core and pelvic floor. So when you get the doming, is from both. It's from the pelvic floor and from the deep core muscles as well, from your ab muscles. The abs and the core, the abs and the pelvic floor, they work together. They're both part of the main muscles, their core muscles. So crunches, planks, sit-ups, Russian twist, leg drops, any exercises that make you coning right now, these traditional ab exercises are a no-go for now. Again, once you heal, you can get back to them, yeah? I'm also doing planks now. I'm not used to do it when I had this, but now I'm also lifting heavy now because I don't have the issues anymore, but I used to have the prolapse. And then I didn't lift heavy. After, in my postpartum, also I was, even though the prolapse symptoms were going, I was still cautious for a while not to do the heavy lifting. And in general, when in postpartum you are getting back to a workout, even without the prolapse but especially with these symptoms and conditions, you better just start out slowly with body weight exercises first, core exercises, low intensity exercises. So first you focus on healing your core, healing your pelvic floor. Also do some strength training that support your strength, your overall strength. You start with body weight, so not with the heaviest weight first. Body weight, then maybe you go to a small dumbbell after that, and then you increase your dumbbell. And by the time months have passed, maybe already 2-3 months, and then you actually already feel better if you've been consistent with your prolapse. And then you can again increase, but still be about what was happening there below your prolapse and your death. And then slowly increase. So it's not the extremes that's gonna help you. And also maybe you are rushing, getting back into shape, and that's why you are doing these things because you think these are going to help you. these are not going to help you. These are just going to make everything worse. So ignore, avoid these moves for now until you get better. And once you get better, we can take it from there again. I've put my playlist down as well for prolapse modification exercises. You can also do them postpartum. I did these already and I recorded these when I was pregnant. But postpartum, of course, is also perfectly fine. Let me know if you need help or if you have certain aspects of your life that I did not mention, and if you don't know how to modify those movements in your everyday life and you need help, you just drop a comment and let me know. I hope to see you in my next video. Cheers!